my name is Rikki Poynter. I am a YouTuber, public speaker, news writer, and activist. Now, I'm mostly active on YouTube. That's what I've been doing for years, and what I talk about there, deaf awareness, closed captioning awareness, disability in general awareness, and sometimes politics, feminism, that kind of stuff. But sometimes I talk about, more family-friendly things like Pokemon or Sailor Moon, my favorite foods, that kind of thing. Because I talk about a lot of things on the internet, I get comments on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube especially. So media came to me and asked me to make a video about comments, what kind of comments I get, both negative and positive, how that impacts me personally and how it could impact other people. Actually, I came up with that last idea, I think, but... So let's talk about the negative stuff first, because we all like to end on a positive note, right? So because I am deaf and I am oral, there are some interesting comments that I get because of that. And one of the main things is always my voice. That's pretty much where most of the negativity comes from. I sound weird. I sound funny, I talk funny, I sound weird. I've gotten she sounds R-word. I've gotten even sexually explicit, is that how you say it, comments, which I'm not gonna say out loud because this is a family-friendly video. But you can probably imagine what kind of comments those would be. I've seen deaf people talk like they have peanut butter in their mouth comments, which... And then, I've just seen comments, negative comments about disability in general, like disabled people are lazy, and they just want to take money from the government, all this, kinds of stuff. But then we have the positive stuff, really, really, really great stuff that I love. I get positive comments way more, and then I get negative comments. So there's stuff like, you have been an inspiration to me because I am also deaf. I grew up the same way as you, a mainstream adult. And it's just so nice to know that I'm not alone. There's stuff like, because you have been learning ASL and been getting into deaf culture, so have I, and it feels so great to not be alone. Getting nice comments about liking the same things and that kind of stuff. Nice, feel-good comments. And they make me happy because I knew growing up I was alone. I didn't know very much about deafness at all. I didn't know any other deaf people until I was about 21 years old. So I relate to these really awesome comments that I absolutely love. So what happens? How do both positive and negative comments impact people? Now, for me, I am an adult, so I can deal with this better than little kids, teenagers can. Of course, there's always something that'll set an adult off that kind of makes them, go down a little bit and hide. But for the most part, it's easier for us because, we've grown up through it all. Eventually it just gets boring. So when I see negative comments, especially geared towards deaf people, like, oh my gosh, they sound so funny. They sound like seals. They sound like they have peanut butter in their mouth. Deaf people can't do this. They can't do that. Blah blah blah. If a little deaf kid, if a little deaf teenager is seeing those kinds of comments, you think, wow, that's what these people think about me. And then you kind of eat these comments up, and then it's like the self-esteem, confidence starts to go down a little bit, and that always sucks. So that's why I love positive comments, and I always try to look more on the positive side regarding comments. You're an inspiration to me, and I don't mean like inspiration porn, like, oh my gosh, it is such a great thing that even though you are deaf, you are still able to get up and, brush your teeth and stuff. Not that kind of stuff, but, when, you have kids that are like you, they grow up like you, and you say, you have helped me be more confident in myself, that kind of thing. I love those comments so much. They make me feel good, and it's so nice when other kids see those comments and they think, okay, so I can do this. I can grow up, and if I want to be a lawyer could do that. There are deaf lawyers out there. You know, when they see all these actors that are there, when people say nice things about these actors, nice things about Molly Matlin, Shoshana Stern, the first deafblind person ever to meet Obama, I think Hotbin was the first deafblind person to ever meet Obama, and then people saying nice things about her, it's just awesome. So one of the big questions regarding this is, what can you do to help make the world a better place, you know? One of those things could be to just leave nice comments and not, you know, be rude about things, don't make fun of people. The reality is you cannot stop people from saying what they want to say. If they want to be nasty about something, they're going to be nasty about something. From years of being on YouTube, I would say definitely pick your battles. If it's just something silly, it might not be worth it to make a battle out of it. But if you can take a negative comment and turn it into like a joke or make some comedy out of it, that might work. Just remember that there are good people out there who will leave very good comments, you know, say nice things, and that's what you should pay attention to. Pay attention to that more than anything else. If it's constructive criticism, that's different, but if it's just, you know, ableist artist comments, just delete it, block the person, and move on. I hope that gives a little bit of perspective on things, and I will see you later.